Aloha, everybody. This is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap, Let Light Unite. And this is October 18th, 2024. And today I want to do some communicating and discussing with you about mental illness. And before I start, just need to shift this really quick. So come on now. There we go. Okay, had to make that public. So I'm going to talk to you about mental illness. Now, it's not something that I really think is out there and people are talking about it. And I'm discussing it because of a personal experience I've had with someone who was mentally ill, still is. And I realized as I'm dealing with this person how prevalent it is throughout the world. And I'm sure many of you are going through experience people that are manic, bipolar, even severe alcoholism. And even though they are different illnesses, they really do tie together at the end. And I'm going to explain why. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about what I went through, and I'm sure you're going to be able to relate to this. And I just want to let y'all know that there are support groups for people that are experiencing people that are going through bipolar illness. So I had to look up because manic is just thrown out there. And I needed to know what the definition of manic was. So I am going to read it for you. So mania, also known as manic syndrome, is a mental and behavioral disorder defined as a state of abnormally elevated arousal, affect an energy level, or a state of heightened overall activation and enhance effective expression together with a liability of effect. During a manic episode, an individual will experience rapidly changing moods and emotions, highly influenced by surrounding stimuli. Although mania is often conceived as a mirror image to depression, the heightened mood can be dysphoric as well as euphoric. As the mania intensifies, irritability can be There we go. I'm back. Either euphoric or irritable, flight of ideas, and pressure of speech, increased energy, decreased need and desire for sleep. Now, flight of ideas mean you just have all these ideas and you're going all over the place, how you're going to start maybe new business, how you're going to do this and that. And let me give you an example. You have money, you've paid off everything. You go to the bank to take out a $50,000 loan and you put your house and your paid off car and your house up for collateral. Then you take that money and you go spend it crazily. You buy 4 brand new cell phones, a couple tablets. And, granted, if this person has no one else in his life, then he's only hurting them. But again, if you've got other family members that are around you that are taking part of this, that maybe are your partners, it's hell on earth for them. All right, now they're most plainly evident and fully develop. Oh yeah, and the decreased need and desire for sleep and hyperactivity. Now, they are most plainly evident in fully developed hypomanic states. However, in full-blown mania, these symptoms become progressively exaggerated. In severe manic episodes, these symptoms may often be obscured by other signs and symptoms characteristic of psychosis, such as delusions, hallucinations, fragmentations, or behavior and catatonia. Now, they have come up with a new word for manic syndrome, and it is now bipolar. So if you're hearing people throw out the word bipolar everywhere, it's a new definition of manic. And I really believe that manic is a new definition so people don't call people insane. And if you're going through someone who is manic and not taking their meds, and you see how crazy they are, they take absolutely no responsibility for what they do, and they're always blaming others. They cannot see the damage that they have done to themselves and others. They don't see it. Some manic people may go out and buy energy drinks to really get them more hopped up. Just telling you a little bit from my recent experience. Now, bipolar disorder, what's bipolar disorder, you ask? Bipolar disorder, formerly called manic depressive illness or manic depression, is a mental illness that causes unusual shifts in a person's mood, energy, activity levels, and concentration. These shifts can make it difficult to carry out day-to-day tasks. And, they give you 3 different types. One, I'm not going to go into those, but what are the signs and symptoms of bipolar disorder? Because this just kind of describes it. People with bipolar disorder experience periods of unusual intense emotion and changes in sleep patterns and activity levels, and engage in behaviors that are out of character for them, often without recognizing their likely harmful or undesirable effects. These distinct periods are called mood episodes. Mood episodes are very different from the person's usual moods and behaviors. No kidding. During an episode, the symptoms last every day for most of the day. And night if they're doing little energy shots. Episodes may also last for longer periods, such as several days or weeks. Now, what I have also come to my understanding that depending on what state you live in is depending on what kind of health care is available. And all states are different, some better than others. I'm going to just talk about this particular state, and I'm not going to mention it, and how horrible they are. Absolutely horrible. Now, when I was experiencing this person that was going manic, I had to deal with hospitals, I had to deal with police, social workers, mental health hospitals. Wow, it was definitely a circus. Now, in this particular area, if a person was having a mental health challenge, a really bad episode, they'd simply put them in the local hospital who may not be really equipped to handle that person. Like no locked doors, very important. And so because of that, while you're waiting for a bed to open, it's very interesting because they can actually walk out of the hospital with no repercussions. Now, when I'm dealing with the doctors, and you have HEPA, which in one way really protects the patient, but in another way, it makes it very hard to also help them. And unless that patient gave you permission to get any information from the hospital or the doctors, you are screwed. You are not getting it. So you don't know what to do or how to handle it or even what they're going through. Now, if you're lucky to get them in a psychiatric hospital, that's another journey. And again, if they don't give you permission to talk to the doctors, it's not happening. You are literally locked out of their lives. You have no idea what they're what's going on. Now, they're say if you actually do get them in a psychiatric hospital, it's very, very interesting because now these people are getting their meds and every day and they take them like good people. So they're coming back to somewhat normal. And they let them out with addressing any of their issues. It's like, get them in, get them out. And if these people that are manic, some of them can turn it on and off and really become normal if they want and fool the doctors and then go home and brag about it. It's very, very frustrating. Dealing with the police, oh God, that was fun. Not. And if you've had to go through this and deal with the police, I don't know what your experience was, but mine was got proof, got a video, got proof, got a video, don't got proof. Did anybody see it? Got proof. That in itself was very, very, very hard to deal with. And, in the meantime, you're dealing with someone who's not mentally well and they are doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And of course, the police won't do anything about it unless they've got a video or many witnesses. It's very, very frustrating. So now you're dealing with people. Wow, I haven't seen my internet go on and off so much while I'm doing a show as today. So these people can switch it on and off when they want. This is manic. And I'm talking about manic people and people with bipolar issues who are not taking their drugs, who are not getting any kind of mental health. And you've got to go through these experiences trying to get them the help they need. And again, because of HEPA, which is our health program, it's very, very difficult. Now, say if you want to get guardianship of them, and again, depending on what state you're in, the state will send those people the guardianship papers because they've got to sign it and okay it. So it's not going to happen. They tell you, go get an attorney. And then under their breath, they go, well, even if you get an attorney, you may not win. Great. And then they tell you, well, hey, you've got all these people out there that have public programs and maybe, they will help you. They will help you fill out the paperwork. Da, da, da. No, they don't. Mm-mm. If you get a phone call and you qualify, they'll go through it over the phone. But if you are going through a person that is manic, bipolar, a severe alcoholic, you are also going through post-traumatic stress. You are going through shock because the roller coaster ride is amazing. Like they said, you got the highs, you got the lows, and this is low crazy, high crazy. It's not low normal, high normal. This is crazy that they're a little bit, you can kind of deal with them to, oh my God, what am I going to do? Maybe go get pepper spray, right? It's very difficult. And no, guys, you are not alone in this. This is prevalent. Now, one of the things I noticed in this person that was going through what they keep calling manic episode, bipolar, I'd say a little insane. And you can also relate this to people that are really, really severe alcoholics, is they go through a change. And I really believe, and this is my truth, and I can say this because I've seen it in this person, where something dark comes out of them. And I would say demon possessed. And I mean, you've seen alcoholics at the bar that are really, really drunk, and they've gone from this super nice person to, whoa, cray cray, horrible. Well, these people and people that are manic and bipolar have bipolar problems that aren't taking their drugs lower their energy levels to the point where they do become demon possessed. And as far as the alcoholic, that demon, in the bars, there's lots of dark entities floating around waiting for someone that has a lower energy field that they can attach to. And once they've really attached to them, then that need for more alcohol comes out because this is what the demon wants. So you got the manic. Now, I can honestly say I have seen people this person go from a very nice person to getting what is called a demonic face, and their voice changes. And that person is not them. They are possessed. And of course, you can just say, God, knock it off, which I did, and it kind of helped. But it was there. Now, I am not going to explain. I am not a doctor, a nurse. I am just someone that has gone through an experience with what many, many people have gone through or are going through it. Now, I know of one person that went through a family manic episode with another family member, and it took them a year to recover. Their health was an absolute mess. And I know what I was like after 10 days. I was going through post-traumatic stress. I was going through trauma. And even now, when it's not in my face, but it's still in my life, I can think of this person and just start to cry, knowing what they have done to their lives and how they've messed up their careers, and they have no clue. So many, many people are affected by this mental illness from other people and having to experience it. And, I would recommend for those who have gone through this, go get Rescue Remedy. It's a homeopathic remedy that you put a couple drops in a bottle of water, or I put it in my bathtub because it's alcohol. And you can actually get some that's non-alcoholic that they make for kids. But what it does is help you release some of the stress out of your body. And it really, really helps. And, help yourself. You need to help yourself if you're going through this. You need a support group. And there are support groups out there, but I'm sure your friends, you can talk to your friends. Other people, look for other people that have had this experience. And really, if you need someone to talk to, go ahead and text me, email me. I'll be more than happy to listen. And this is not easy for me to come out and do this. I'm sure it's not easy for many people to talk about friends, family that have mental issues. Now, I've mentioned that how everything ties together. Bipolar, manic, and I would say mental illness. And people that are severe alcoholics, they become demon possessed. And I know that's not talked about, but I'm talking about it because I know it's real. So, real quick, I'm going to give you just a little bit of what we're going to do. And then throughout the week, we're going to address this and do energy work for it. Okay. So, whoever this person is in your life or people, if you got a group them together. I love group work. We're going to call to Michael the Archangel to come and cut the ties to any demon that's attached to them inside or outside. Now, as those ties are being cut, we're also going to call the violet flame to transmute their cells, atoms, molecules back to light and clean up their body. Now, I also call to all the divine beings out there, Jesus, Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Sai Baba, Shirdi Baba, Prima Sai, Krishna, Ganesha, all the other divine deities, and I ask them to become one entity and to literally step into this person's body. And as they step in, anything dark or negative is pushed out, captured by Michael the Archangel, and sent back to God. And of course, before I do any energy work like this, I call to their higher selves and ask their higher selves for permission. Okay? So as that dark entity is pushed out, their energies are raised, and I ask their higher self to help them reconnect to the Creator, to become an awakened spiritual being again that knows better to hurt or harm, and they become in divine balance. And we're going to fill them up with this beautiful bubble of light energy to help protect them from any other demons that they may go out there, and they are out there, that may want to attach to them. So, and this bubble of light is done in a way where the demons just can't attach. They can't. All right, guys. So that's it. If you have any questions, and again, I am not an expert. I am just somebody that recently has gone through this. And I really hope it helps. So have a great day. And we are going to do more energy work during this week, the rest of this week and next week, on people that do have mental issues. All right. On that note, aloha.